Hi guys, happy Monday. I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet for you today. It was so nice to see you all through your little car windows on Wednesday at the textbook drop off, and then see some of you at the virtual lunch. So it's just good to see that you're doing well, and your one-pagers on your audiobooks were very, very good. Those looked amazing and they were really well organized, so it was nice to be able to just see which ones you liked and which ones had good narrators and stuff. So I'll try to figure out how to make a little collection of those so that you could look through recommendations and see if there are other audiobooks you might want to listen to. This week we're going to try to interact a little bit more. We're going to be using Padlet to have some discussions rather than just reflecting on something by yourself and only me getting to read what you wrote. I want you guys to be able to read each other's reactions and then have discussions with other people. So it is the month of May right now, and May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So we're using that as just kind of the jumping off point for some of the texts that we're going to look at this week. And texts can really apply to a lot of different things. So especially now that we're in this quarantine situation, it's important that we are literate in all different types of text. So reading books, yes, but also maybe listening to audiobooks. This week you're gonna watch a short film and listen to 2 episodes of a podcast. So those are all important ways of accessing information, and the more able you are to get information from all different kinds of sources, the more informed you'll be. So on Monday, you're going to be watching this 18-minute short film called Finding Cleveland. I'm actually friends with both of the people who produced it, and so the link is only good for a couple of days. It's not supposed to be free, so they're just making that link available for a little while since it is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So make sure that you watch that on Monday, and then if there's anybody that you think would be interested in seeing it and you want to share it with them, just remind them to watch it really quickly, because it's gonna go back into non-available mode pretty soon. So this is a short film about Chinese immigrants in Mississippi, and you'll learn a lot more about the situation there from the short film. So then on Tuesday, your assignment is to go into the Padlet and just write some of your reactions in a comment. So I'll give you a general guide for posting, just writing down something that you learned or something that you think is important for other people to know, or questions that you have now after learning this information. But if you have something else that you want to write, just go ahead and write whatever your reaction is. And then after you post, you might have to come back and check a couple of times, but I want you to reply to 3 other people's comments so that we have more of a discussion and not just individual reactions. I want you guys to be able to discuss back and forth different things that you picked up from the short film. So then on Wednesday, you're going to be listening to a podcast about xenophobia connected to the coronavirus. And xenophobia just means being afraid of people who are different than you or who look different than you. And the podcast is pretty interesting because it talks about other epidemics that we've had or other diseases that have spread, and how sometimes we use science to justify being scared of certain groups of people, and how this is a pattern throughout history. And so we have to recognize that and realize what's happening when the media portrays certain people as carriers or spreaders of the disease, when all of us have human bodies that could get a virus. So that podcast is really interesting. It's 25 minutes long. So I was listening to it today. I just kind of turn it on while I'm folding laundry or cleaning some things up around the house or something. So that's one nice thing about podcasts, is you can kind of multitask a little bit, but it also takes training your brain to still pay attention if you are doing something else. So after you listen to that podcast, also go to the same Padlet and post a comment and continue to reply to 3 other people's comments. And then on Thursday, we have one last podcast, and it's kind of a funny one. They interview a couple of comedians who have names that people tend to mispronounce. So they have this conversation about you know, what it's like to have to explain to people how to say their name over and over again, and what it's like at like Starbucks, you know, when they tell them their name and the barista's like trying to write it down. And before you listen to that one, I'm also going to link a YouTube video to a Destiny's Child song called Say My Name, because I realized you guys might not get the reference in the title. Classic song from my middle school days, so check that out first and then go over to the podcast, and then again head over to the Padlet and leave your comment, interact with a couple other people, and you have until Sunday to finish all of that. I know it can be kind of frustrating for the first few people who post on the Padlet, and then they're like waiting for other people to post so that they can comment on somebody's. So make sure that you're getting your comments up just like as soon as you can so that other people are able to continue and comment. Okay, so that's everything for this week. We only have a couple of weeks left. If you have any questions, definitely send me an email or like write them on Google Classroom if you want. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for office hours. Bye.